Hope everyone's doing well. I went out last night, saw a bunch of my friends, and inevitably the conversation turned to XRP like it always does. They know what's going to happen. I know it. They're pretty gracious about it, and they humor me when they're not making fun of me or rolling their eyes about it. They'll actually entertain the conversation. They'll ask me occasional questions. But I've noticed that sometimes the conversation will turn to their story. We'll talk about it and then they'll give me their story. And I woke up this morning and just kind of had these ideas floating around in my head, and I jotted down some ideas that I'd love to share with you. Just some impressions I had after speaking with them. It's a pretty common theme. So anyway, hopefully it'll make some sense. Maybe you're a guy who's always telling yourself, I'm such a nice guy, and I think that's my problem. Nothing I ever do seems to matter. One of your favorite lines is, nice guys finish last. You think whoever came up with that line knew what he was talking about. You say things like, I go to work every day. I pay my bills. You say the closest that you've gotten to a woman in the past couple of years is your dentist, but she wears gloves and a mask, so you don't think it counts. You say, I don't remember what it's like to have an actual woman talk to me because she actually wants to. Why bother? I don't even think it's me. I think it's the women these days. Have you taken a look at some of these girls? They're all vapid selfie generators. They only talk about and care about superficial things like makeup tutorials and Instagram. I'm just not that kind of guy. I wasn't raised like that. Most of these girls want a guy with money, like that smug little dick I went to school with, who had everything handed to him. No thanks. My entire life has been watching other people have better luck than me. When I was growing up, I was pretty optimistic. I knew I had my whole life ahead of me, and it was just a matter of time before things took off for me. I used to tell myself, just finish school like they told you to do. Go to college. Employers want people with college degrees anyway. Get a good job, work really hard, and everything will be okay. But somehow, you found yourself heavily in debt, being a total slave to the bills you can't pay, owing a bunch of people money that you'll never meet in your entire lifetime, whose financial terms are non-negotiable. 3% at first sounded like a pretty low interest rate until it added up year after year, and now you're just barely paying off this stupid interest. Honestly, you're asking yourself, is this it? Is this as good as it's going to get for me? You don't even like to think about the future anymore, much less talk about it, because what does it matter? Just get through every day the best that you can like everybody else, go to work, come home, hopefully before dark, eat some dinner, pet the dog, maybe bury your face in his neck and cry, and then crash out. Maybe you'll see your friends this weekend and you guys can all commiserate at the bar about how messed up the world is. And then you watch even the drunk girls stumble past you one after one after one, just like you're some kind of leprosy ghost. You're invisible, but you're used to it. It's comfortable for you. Maybe you're a woman. You've been staying in a bad relationship with some guy who tells you that no one else is going to want you. He actually has a point because you really don't feel like you have anything to offer anyone. Your self-esteem is pretty shot right now. You don't have a job. You rely on him and you stay with him because, honestly, because he provides for you. At least you have that, right? It's comfortable. You don't respect each other. You don't remember the last time the guy said anything nice to you. And you feel like you're a burden to him, but you suck it up. At least you know what to expect. You always know what you're going to get with this guy, and some people have it worse, right? You actually have to ask the guy for money anytime you need something, and you hate it. You hate it because you think you need this guy to survive. If you could, you'd leave him in a fucking heartbeat. You're always telling your friends you're going to do it. I'm going to leave this guy. Watch, you guys don't believe me? I'm going to leave him. You dream about the day when you can move out of his freaking house, as he calls it. He always reminds you that. And maybe find a guy who tells you that he couldn't live without you. Actually, side note, that sounds a little codependent. I realize that. Just go with it. One of your annoyingly super enthusiastic lucky friends told you about this crypto thing a while back and you blew it off. He's like the third person to talk to you about this. XRP and digital currency sounds like such a scam to you, and you don't understand what the hell he's saying when he's talking about it. He sounds like a used car salesman, and it's all he ever goes on about. Everyone he meets, he's like, hey, Have you heard about XRP? Oh, you haven't? You should. It's going to be huge. They told you this could make you more free and you could do what you wanted to do. You could leave your job. You could leave your oppressive partner. You could move to fucking Zimbabwe and help find homes for orphans. But then you think, someone got me into multi-level marketing scam some years ago and I lost a lot of money on it, so you highly doubt you'll be getting into crypto. You'll just watch them all fail from the sidelines. Besides, you don't have the money, right? Does this guy want to hear about your problems? Because you'll tell him. Where do I start? Dude, have you seen my bills? I'm not like you. I didn't have everything just work out for me. I didn't have everything handed to me. I'm broke and I'm broke. You want to pay my bills? Yeah, I didn't think so. Go say hi to your perfect wife. Maybe no one's ever told you that anything quite literally is possible once you make up your mind. Maybe you don't believe that because that has not been your story and it sounds fucking stupid. And some of us have had to work for everything we have, and some of us don't have time for your law of attraction bullshit. It doesn't work for us. It never has. So then you believe you've been put on this earth to work, pretty much suffer a basic existence and then die, right? You think you were put on this earth to be beholden to someone for your basic everyday needs. Someone who doesn't give a fuck about you. Well, I guess you have two options. One, you can ignore the messages you keep hearing from random people telling you about digital assets and cryptocurrency and XRP and it being our future and don't be left behind and blah, blah, blah. You don't have time for this nonsense. You don't have time for the Ripple Riddler. Maybe he'd like to pay your bills. Oh, did you say your boyfriend was terrible? He's actually not. No, I never said I was going to leave. I said sometimes I just don't appreciate his attitude, and it's not like I'm the easiest girl to deal with. Some guys wouldn't even do what he does for me. No, I'm not leaving him. Everyone heard that wrong. Every one of you. Go worry about your own problems. Don't worry about mine. I don't know. Maybe you're just jealous. The other alternative is to try something different. Maybe all those wingnuts were right. Maybe you'll look at some of the info they keep sending to you. What if you only wanted to put in $50? Can you do that? Yeah, you can totally do that. Oh yeah, not just that. You can sell your shit. Sell it on eBay. Sell it on OfferUp. Sell it on LetGo. Or sell it on Craigslist. Whenever you sell something, put the money into your XRP account. Buy some more. Do that every week. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. Can't tell you what to do. You don't know how to sell your shit? Contact me. I'll literally walk you through it. I mean that. I've done that for a few people and I have no problem doing that. There's a saying, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time. And there is, of course, the possibility that this will all come crashing down, and you can say, I told you so. There's the possibility that all of these people are wrong about everything they've told you. But what if they're not?